Just testing. Okay. Hello, welcome to a Monday night stream. Tonight I'm going to be working on a scene from start to finish. As you can see, got just completely blank. Quickly going to save it. There we go. Just going to quickly rename the stream. There we go. Since I don't know how long this will take, I'm going to jump straight into it. I don't imagine it would take too long because it's not the most complicated scene. I just thought I can start it from scratch, animate it, take it into NVidia Omniverse, change the lighting as needed, and then render it. So let's see what we've got. First I'm going to need, I'm afraid you can't see me doing it because for some reason when I'm streaming like this it doesn't pick up the other windows. But once I bring it in, you'll see we need, where is it? Let's do a search for it. It's kind of an important object that we need for this scene. That's the one. Right, let's zoom out, and there we see the Imperial shuttle. So we're going to make it be a bit higher up, a bit higher than that. Yeah, that should do the trick. Oh, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. Need to set the resolution to be the widescreen cinematic, because it helps frame the picture if I get that right. Otherwise, bits will be missing off the screen. Grogan, hello. Always good to see you. Have you seen the new Star Wars fan film Shrouded Destiny with Lars Mikkelsen, voice of Thrawn in Rebels? It's on the best Star Wars fan films ever made. Check it out, share it, like and support. I'm afraid I haven't seen it or even heard of it. Which, from what you just said, it sounds like I need to go and check it out. So I will. Actually, I'm going to quickly make a note of it because I get lost in the stream. 1 second. Shrouded Destiny. Okay, there we go. Takada, hello, welcome. Don't worry about the dark circle there. Let me just change. I've got to remember the settings for that. There we go. And let's change that to 8. There we go. So do the shadow thing. Right, that needs to be that side. It's an Omniverse thing, and I'm just looking for a picture I took earlier. I believe that's the one I want. There we go. Get rid of the transparency layer. Floopy, hello, welcome. I'm afraid there'll be no characters to add moustaches on in this particular stream. It's all about the ships. But this is a photo I took earlier today of the sky, with the sole intention of using it for this scene. So I'm just using it as a background for the sky. Also, I'm going to set it invisible for a moment. Because when I have the scene in Omniverse, you've got the ray tracing, so it will reflect every light in all directions. Let's see, where is it? We want this. That's right. Is this the scene where Thrawn lands on Merca and Hans Lando see them? It's on Merca, but it's not that particular scene. It's related to the scene I was working on last week. Right, so... Oh, thank you. Looking for... Let's go with that one. Need to change that to 1. Change that to 0. That made no difference. Hold on. There we go, that's what I want. So basically, this will create light in natural light from all directions, and it will light up the shuttle. But this is the actual sky we want. Although, I do remember I took some sunset photos. So the light on the sphere is a 360 photo I took on my phone. And I seem to remember I took some sunset photos. Because I kind of want this to be the sky is slightly red. So that might work. I'll have to find that and change it at another time. I'm not going to run it now because you're here to see me animate, not look through my photo collection. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Good, it doesn't do anything. The shuttle in the collection said it's animated. I don't want it to be animated. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, that should do the trick. Let's get it to 5 seconds. Bring it back there. can't see me doing it, there's a transition curve which lets adjust the, we want it to fade, ease out, just not ease in, there we go. So it looks like it's slowing down. It just changes the way the object moves between positions. Commander Skywalker. I'm afraid you've not made it to the rank of Master. Right, so that slows down. And then for a few seconds, I want it to turn slightly in position. Let's have it move there. Right, let's play that back. Start from the beginning. Let's just have it turn slightly. Yeah, that's good. And then see how far. Okay, let's try that. Have it slowly come down. Rotate slightly. Let's see. Yep. Make it come down a bit further, but slow it down as well. So by dragging the end point of its movement, there we go, a bit further. Right, so once we start to descend, Aki Gamer, yeah, it has been a little while. Hope you're doing well. Have you played the Dead Space remake? I have not. I've heard good things about it. I think that's about right for the wings. Yeah, I've got to do the other one. Lots of hatches on this shuttle, so I'm just so focused on what I'm doing I was forgetting to talk, which is something I do sometimes do. So we want that open. So these are the landing gear hatches. Let's have a look at this. That's good. The hatch is open, and let's see. I remember these were a little bit tricky, so let me create. Let's go back to there. Create a camera because I don't want to lose the position. Anyone do anything exciting recently? Well, I'm here talking to you guys. That's exciting. What are the rest of you been up to? Let's position the landing gear in the right place, but I've got to get closer to the shuttle. Does this work the way I think it did? Not quite. That should do the trick. And the other side. So see there's two of them. Sherry, hello, welcome. As always, it's a pleasure to see you. Right, let's have a look. I feel like I'm going to need to make this shuttle landing a little bit longer. So let's extend the movement to there. Almost got it right. This landing gear. Yeah. Let's get it in the camera view rather than. Mike, I'm glad you liked it so much. It's just a basic scene, but I thought it'd be fun to do something all the way through from start to finish on tonight's stream. Right, so time to adjust the camera a little bit. We want it to and then as it comes down, camera is going to follow it down up until that point. let's watch it through to the end. Shuttle appears, hovers for a moment, and then begins the landing sequence. I wonder if it would work better if the shuttle rotates slightly more as it's coming in. So let's try that and then watch it again. Actually, oh, hold on. I think it wasn't much different. That's because let's try that. Right, we're going to try that one more time. Start. Oh, let's go from the beginning. Shuttle appears, hovers for a moment, and then comes in. To land. Let's check the transition. It was on the wrong one. I want it to ease in, so let's try the landing section just one more time. I think that's too fast. Actually, I think it looked better before the slower landing, so let's go with that. I'm sorry you couldn't find your bookmark. But yeah, writing to him again sounds like a good idea. Okay, so that is done. So I'm going to save it. The important thing. Or go to one of his Comic Cons. Also a good way to do it. And you can meet him in person and talk to him. Right. So what I'll do now is export this to NVidia Omniverse. So just set that up. I don't know if it's showing up on the stream, the export window, and that was a very quick export. And of course, I realised, of course it is, because there's hardly anything in this particular scene. The last scene I did, which was the one I was working on last week, it took about an hour to export from iClone to Omniverse, so I'm pleased this one was much quicker. Anyway, I'm now going to switch over to Omniverse, which means what you see on screen is going to disappear for a moment. So please bear with me while I figure this out. And load up Omniverse. Ooh, excuse me. A little bit tired. Not surprised. But yeah, I intend to finish this. I don't know if I'll do the render on stream. I mean, it's not that exciting to watch, but we'll see. It's not going to be a long scene. It might not take very long to render. Depends on what it's going to do to the actual streaming quality as well. Right, so Omniverse is loaded. I need to find the right window. Oh, there we go. That's handy. Okay, so, yep, there we go. So I need to load up the that's helpful. I need to shuttle landing. There we go. Okay, so here's the scene. Oh, I forgot there's an issue with the shuttle. This is going to take me a little bit longer to fix than I expected, but that's not a problem. We turn off the grid and that because we don't need it. So take switch it to camera. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there's an issue with the textures on the shuttle where I keep forgetting that just because in iClone the transparency texture doesn't show up, they're still applied, and when it comes into Omniverse you get a transparent shuttle. So I'm just quickly deleting all of the transparency effects from each texture. There's a few of them to go through. I do apologise that me deleting not files, but some of the settings is not the most exciting thing, but obviously it's an important thing. It shouldn't take me more than a minute or so. What I need to do is go back to the shuttle in iClone and do this once, and then never have to worry about it again for any other shuttle scene. Oh, I think that's the last one. Yes. Okay, so timeline, so we can see. That's looking pretty good. Right, I'm going to turn denoising off. It's a little bit just makes it a little bit fuzzy when it's off, but it's also when it's on, it slows down the computer, makes it a little bit harder to get the work done. Let's save. So I'm going to delete the light source there and there. Okay. Let's see if I turn off that. Okay, that makes a difference. What do you all think of the 181st Imperial Fighter Wing? I like the concept of them. The elite, that's the elite of basically the Rogue Squadron equivalent, but for the Empire. I know I need to read some of the comics that they're in. I just haven't got around to it yet. Yes, and I know that they've been released for several decades. Right, there's a couple of things I need to do. First is not that. So I need to turn the shadows off for. There we go. We don't want the sky casting shadows. We want it to be a light source without, creating a shadow over everything below, which in this case would just be the shuttle. course, as you can see here, the shuttle will still cast shadows on the sky. Right, let's have... Yeah, we still want that there. Alright, let's change the lighting a little bit. Excuse me. We want it to be slightly sunset-ish. That should do the trick. Maybe not. There we go. There. Right, let's play that through. It's gonna be a little bit fuzzy because it obviously can't render all the details in one go. Maybe the clouds is really dense and cloud is shining a bright light from the ground up the shuttle. Except it's not that scene. Cloud's not below. That will account for the shadows in the sky. The clouds, yeah, you wouldn't get a shadow like that with a very bright light under the shuttle. At least I don't think you would. Did. Reconnected. So hope you'll tell me if there's a problem. That's better. Hadn't quite got that. Alien planets work in strange and mysterious ways. Yes, I suppose they do. But I'm liking the way that looks. Alright. So we want to enable the motion blur effect. And sometimes I tinker with this setting, but I'm not sure if I will use it this time. I feel like that's a bit much. Yes, I don't need that. And that's done. Let's watch it again. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we're going to do is save it. I will try and render it because otherwise I'll be ending the stream a little bit earlier than usual. And I could talk for a little bit longer. We're going to see how long it's going to take anyway. If it says it's going to take hours, which seems unlikely because it's not much in it, then I might not stream the whole render. Let me just put in the details. Actually, you know what? I have missed a couple of somewhat important things. So it's going to be there. What we want is NVidia assets. Just curious, are you self-taught on animation? Yes, I am, which means I may start talking about things and not use the proper names for them because I don't necessarily know what the proper names for them. So I want a tree. Well, I guess that tree's way over there. What gives it? What gives away that I'm self-taught with animation? I don't consider it an insult. It's just kind of, or anything like that. I'm just kind of curious. I know there's probably a better way to move the object around. I'm just a little bit tired, and I don't care. We're doing it this way. Yeah. We're going to put a couple more trees in, but I need... Do I need... Oh yeah. I need... duplicate that tree. Get the camera back. Bring that down. Alright, let's watch this through. I think maybe some more trees around the bottom here. How did the live stream go last Wednesday? It went great. So I continued. So the scene I streamed last Monday to you guys, I took that and worked with it some more on the NVidia stream. Still work to do on that scene, but I think what I showed off was great, and it was nice to talk to the two people from NVIDIA about the software and all that kind of stuff. I just thought of being taught, just wasn't sure which it was. Yeah, definitely all self-taught. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. Let's try that. Change the camera to that one. Right, let's have a look. There's some more trees over there. Sorry, bummed wrist and my typing is off. Your work is very impressive. Oh, that's... Don't need to apologise for injuring yourself. I hope that wrist feels better soon. It's not fun when that happens. Can't do the things you really want to be doing. Okay, let's give that a try. Almost got it. The last tree isn't showing up, so let's have a look to see why not. Yeah, I see. It's just slightly off frame. Let's put it there. Camera. Right, let's just watch this again from the beginning. That's looking really good. Okay, so I am going to save it there and probably call it tonight for this stream because oh no, I was going to render it, wasn't I? What am I talking about? I don't need to end the stream just yet. So make sure I've got the right settings. I do not. Let's go with 15. If it needs more, I can always render it again. It's not going to take very long. Alright, so let's go with the render. See how it looks. It's going to take 16 minutes. That's probably going to go a bit faster. Yep, it's already down to 15. So yeah, that's basically one scene from start to finish. Not the most complicated scene, but if anyone wants to try connecting iClone to Omniverse and is a little bit daunted by that, it really is simple. I mean, I've been streaming for, let's see, it's 47 past, but I was a few minutes late starting, so let's call it 40 minutes. So yeah, I've animated a scene in 40 minutes. It's all ready. I'd say it's ready to render, but it already is rendering. So I'm glad that the tools between these two pieces of software are, you know, they work well together. Typing with my left hand is an adventure. I can imagine. Yeah, I hope that recovers soon. It's not nice being injured while having to take time to recover from whatever. Right, I'm going to have a quick drink of water. There we go. Water has been consumed. And we're just waiting for this render to finish. So one of my little projects I'm working on, which is not really Heir to the Empire related, but I've been modelling BD1 droid for 3D printing. So I've been going through and doing that. I just have the head now to do and glue some of the pieces together. I don't know if it's exactly 1-to-1 scale because I didn't look up any kind of measurements. I just went with that looks right. And the idea is it's life size, or at least close to rough size when I just eyeballed it. PG droid, which I hope to take to the Celebration convention. Also, it will annoy one of my friends who is cosplaying as Cal, but won't have the droid. I mean, that's not my main reason for doing it, but it's a little bonus because it's always fun. But yeah, I'm 3D printing it. I'm going to put some lights in it so it all lights up. I'm glad you're amused. Yeah, so just got a few pieces left. They're of course all huge pieces that will take several days to finish off, but hopefully it'll be worth it. So yeah, the scene of the shuttle is rendering. It's not the most exciting thing to look at, Oh, excuse me. Yeah, the rendering process is a bit slow, but it's necessary, and it's slower than the iClone rendering I was doing before, but I think it's worth the extra time to get this kind of quality of detail. The thing about rendering is I could just sit here and watch it render frame by frame. Which I guess I am doing and talking to you guys. On Wednesday stream you mentioned other products with a friend. Can you explain more about it, please? Yes, so my friend she created a website called the RP repository, and it's like a social media site for social networking site for people who play role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and I don't know, MMOs. People can do that as well with their characters, especially if they roleplay. Anyway, that site's been running for many years now, and every year since the second anniversary, I have made videos with my friend to celebrate the occasion, and each time it's a different story. Some new problem has arisen, and the whole community has to come together to put it, to solve it. And there's puzzle elements on the website, and people have to fight monsters and all kinds of stuff like that, and it all gets put together. And the videos I make help tell the story for the anniversary event. So obviously I am not going to divulge anything for this current upcoming event, because it needs to be a surprise for everyone. But the previous years we did the first really big one was a Lord of the Rings style battle with thousands of characters on the screen at once fighting thousands of bug monsters. That was a interesting challenge to animate. And let's see, they went to space at one point. There were dinosaurs. They went on pirate ships. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We kind of got sounds like an interesting project. Well, if you want to check out the website, I'm going to put it in the chat. So there we go. For a few years in a row, we actually hid puzzle elements in the videos. So it would be things like a light in the background would be flashing, but what would be flashing is a message in Morse code. That kind of thing. It's kind of fun to see how long it takes for people to spot that and decode it. I don't think we're doing that again this year. It's just going to be videos to tell the story. But it is a lot of fun to make these videos, and it's a chance to do something a little bit different from what I'm usually working on. It's just about to start reading the book, and then I'll watch a series. Well, I hope you enjoy the book. I would say that reading the book is definitely faster than waiting for me to finish the animating it all. So I hope you read the book, and I hope you'll enjoy this series when you watch it. And obviously, be careful of spoilers when you're hanging out on my channel. Because obviously, this particular scene that you're looking at now is from later on in the book. We'll be doing the other books after. I I'd like to, but I haven't really given it any thought yet because there's still got plenty of this book to do first. When I get closer to the end of Heir to the Empire, I'll start figuring out what I'm going to do for book 2. But I've still got a way to go, so not yet. Thank you, that's very kind. Thank you for stopping by. And hope to see you again once you've finished the book. Yeah, we're getting closer to the end of the render. Normally I don't render stuff on stream because the scenes are very demanding and it slows everything to a crawl. And then of course the stream doesn't go very well because my computer's struggling to render and also do the live broadcast thing that you're all enjoying now. So thankfully this scene is very simple and you don't have to worry about that too much. There we go, 5 minutes remaining. I am particularly pleased with the way the light's lighting up that shuttle. Ooh, excuse me. It's kind of funny to think that that sky was taken earlier just outside my house, and now of course it's doubling for this scene in Heir to the Empire. Robert P. I'd love to see more of your original work, like from the movie Storm days when you complete the book. That's very kind of you. You mean the Chronicles of Humanity? Sometimes I wonder what that would look like rendered with Omniverse. Maybe one day we'll find out. Though if you check out my channel, there's Alone, which is in that world. I released a new version of it back in October for Halloween. That's a little short side project in that Chronicles of Humanity universe, and it's kind of become a little tradition where I will make it to learn what the piece of software I'm using. So the first time I did it, I was using Movie Storm, and I didn't know how to use Movie Storm once I started. But I very quickly picked it up because it's not a complicated piece of software, and then as I switched over to iClone, of course I needed to learn iClone, so I remade it again, and I've done it a couple of times since, for the motion capture, and more recently I wanted to learn some of the effects in NVidia Omniverse, like the smoke and stuff like that. So I'd made, about half of it just to learn, and then I left it because I wanted to get back to Heir to the Empire. Then of course it's getting close to Halloween. I thought it would be fun to finish it off and release it as a spooky story. So that's where that came from. As for making more, again, like my answer to the question about the second book in the Thrawn trilogy, let me finish, or at least get close to the end of Heir to the Empire before I start thinking about other projects, including my own. I've got a few ideas which I've written down. I think that working on Heir to the Empire has taught me a lot as well. When you're not streaming, do you usually listen to music when you animate, or do you would you have to listen to dialogue too often instead? I like to listen to music or audiobooks. At the moment I am reading or listening to the third book in this space adventure series. It was recommended to me in November, and my friend, she said, you need to stick with it until chapter 10, and then that's when it really that's ah, that's when it gets good. So I thought, I can manage, 9 chapters, and so I started listening. It was kind of entertaining. It sets up the whole scene, and then chapter 10 starts, and I see why my friend liked it so much. So the first book is called Columbus Day. It's the Expeditionary Force something or other. Yeah, but it's kind of a fun space adventure. I mean, it's got some very serious moments as well, but it's got a lot of good comedy in it, which is nice. I listen to that a lot, unless of course I need to hear the dialogue. I can listen to music and it not interfere with the dialogue, because what I do is turn the music down so it's just kind of faint background noise, and then I can still listen to what the characters I'm working on are saying. And sometimes I'll put something on my second monitor to watch as well. Obviously not something I need to focus intently on, because that would not end well. But yeah, that's another way I use this setup. And it looks like the render's finished. So I think that's it for the stream. As always, thank you everyone for coming. I'm very pleased with what I've done today. I would play it back, but it's not a straightforward process of just playing it back. I got to do this whole other thing, which I'm getting a bit tired, so what I'll do is I'll get it all set up, and then next week we'll start the stream with it, and you can see how this turned out. Because yeah, I'm a bit too tired to sort all that out. So yeah, come back next week, and you'll see how this render turned out. It looks awesome. Well, thank you so much. Once it's rendered, it'll look even better. Of course, there is a thing about I could potentially work on this a bit further again if I get any ideas. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for your company. It's always good to chat with you when I'm working. So yeah, may the throne be with you. I'll see you all next time, and take care. Have a good night.